Good morning. I feel like I kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I have a meeting this morning that I have to hit the road for. So I am kind of gathering up some stuff to go on the road because I don't have enough time to do a breakfast of some sort. So I'm going to bring a hard-boiled egg. So I'll get that going. I've got my ice water. Let's put some of these in a little baggie. So 19 crisps. I just did a video about this and I totally forget what I said. I'm just gonna put this much in a little bag and I'll have to figure it out later. And then in my purse, I always have my chomps. So, and I put my egg in a little Ziploc so that I can, oh, they're out, so that I can just put the shells in here. My to-go little egg. Yeah, so for a bulk of my 40-pound weight loss journey, I was weighing myself every day. And I know that's controversial, but I found that it really helped me make peace with the scale. And now it's been a while since I've been in that routine. I usually do it once a week or during the holidays and stuff. I got really off course with weighing myself even once a week. So yeah, this is a rough journey. I mean, I think a common feeling that a lot of us have is we zone in so hard in a day to really try to do as best as we can and make good choices. And then we look and it's like the scale is not reflecting that. And so it really has me kick into gear with my mindset and just I know what the ultimate goal is. That's why I'm recording these videos. I'm trying to lose 10 more pounds to get to a 50-pound weight loss. And so I know it's going to be with daily consistency and to not lose sight of the ultimate goal, all the steps that come to get to the goal and not be thrown off by instant gratification. We live in an instant gratification society. I put in the work, I want to immediately see the results. And when it comes to a body and a body every day and water retention and hormones and eating later at night and whatever it is, there's things that I can't control about how it shows up on the scale. But so many non-scale victories are in my life that I'm sticking with it. That what is this, the third or the fourth day that I've been recording these videos? That's a win for me. That I'm packing my purse with snacks to take on the road. There's so many wins that I can look at, and I just need to keep my head in the game. Every day, wake up and choose this journey. And I knew the last 10 pounds was going to need to create even more of a shift. The 40 pounds I lost was a huge shift in my routines and habits and the way I viewed food. I've known for the last year and a half that to get the next 10 pounds off, I was going to have to level up in another way. And that's what I'm going to work out the kinks in the next several weeks, in the next several months, to try to adjust again, to recalibrate to the next 10 pounds. I'm back. I'm probably going to have about 4 points of my pico de gallo and chips. I'm gonna heat up some chicken soup for 0 points. I'm actually gonna be posting on my Instagram a breakdown of how I make that soup. And I'm gonna be posting, I hope, my podcast today. Yes, I do have a podcast. I'll figure out how to link it below so you can get to it. And let's go. Nothing better than the first Spindrift of the day, lemon flavor. Oh, just the most refreshing thing in the world. All right, another day of eating a steaming hot bowl. My hands are so cold, and this is warming them up. And just freshly made yesterday chicken soup. Had my chips, so that was kind of my carb. Don't need to put any carb inside of here, and I'm just gonna enjoy this homemade healing soup that I made for myself. Sitting at about 8 points today. I had the cheese crackers, I had the chips, and then my soup, the pico de gallo, that was all 0 points. I'm gonna have one of these little vanilla crunch Hue bar pieces. Before I started filming these daily videos, I would have 2 of these, and I am adjusting my habits to having 1, and I really wanna lose the next 10 pounds, so I'm just sticking with my why and trying to be really mindful, grateful that I'm recording these videos to document the differences in just a little bit over a week ago. It is a sunshiny day today. I clocked in at 3 miles. You'll notice each day, some days I can only do a mile walk. Some days I can do 2. Most days I just do 2. Today, 3. So I try to be flexible. I try to just listen to my body and not stress myself out too much, but at least when I have that mindset, it makes me want to go out and get a little bit of movement. I've got pork shumais heating up here on the stove. So I'm gonna have it as a little snack, and I'm gonna count it as 7 points. I'm gonna also have a dinner later tonight, but I am very hungry before a meeting that I have in a half an hour. So I'm gonna do this. I'm sitting at about 10 points left for the day, but it is, ooh. I got my move goal achieved. You reached your move goal, Sheila. That's how it's done. That's cool. It's a time of the night where I need to eat a little bit more of dinner. And while I'm hemming and hawing about what I want to eat, I gotta have some of the sauerkraut out here because it's 0 points. And I call it wake up my taste buds. I call it snap my taste buds out of it. I call it the food version of splashing water on the face. It just kind of like snaps me out of it. What do I want to do? I could take out shrimp that are frozen, defrost them, and pull the tails off and cook them and make tacos. I have pesto in there that I need to eat, that I could heat up some tortellinis, maybe some spaghetti squash, and have that. I think that's what I'll do. I really want to do tacos because I just got these at Walmart. Normally when I get the Olay wraps at my grocery store, I have to get the giant burrito size wraps. But at Walmart, they have the tortilla wraps, and then they have the keto like mini tortillas. So I really want to do shrimp tacos. And I also got, which I'm going to be doing an Instagram reel about this, I also got these really great Baja black beans. So I am craving tacos. I'm craving trying that, but I also have the pesto. Choices. I'm measuring out my tortellinis. I never use a scale in my whole journey. In my 40-pound weight loss journey, I can maybe count on a hand how many times I portioned out things with a scale. I know that to lose the next 10 pounds, I've got to level up my game, and I've been resisting using the scale, but I'm trying to be better at just pulling it out of the cabinet, setting it down, and I know it's going to give me even a better perspective of portion sizes. I decided to hold off on the shrimp tacos for later on this week. I've got some avocado with a little dressing, so I'll count that as 4 points. This little tiny measly amount of tortellinis I'll count as 9 points. Probably a 15-point little meal here. So that means I will be over my points, which is fine. But this is what we're doing. I'll keep you posted. Okay, I've got my tortellinis with the pesto that I made and I needed to use. And then I did, this is not pasta, this is spaghetti squash. It is 0 points with some marinara and some cheese on top. So I'm having pesto and marinara, but I'm kind of considering this is my vegetable because it's spaghetti squash. So there you have it. Did I tell you that I also had an avocado? Half of an avocado? I can't remember if I told you that. Half of an avocado with a teaspoon of dressing. Okay, so I ate my tortellinis. They were meh. And I barely touched the spaghetti squash and marinara sauce. But I'll tell you why I did what I did. Because when I am at the end of the day and I'm making dinner, my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. And my feeling of unsatisfiedness is always at a very high level. So I portioned out the tortellinis, and that rebeller, like very agitated voice inside of me was like, we need more food. This isn't going to be enough. In the past, I might have made pasta with the pesto sauce. I prefer tortellinis because I don't know, I have a better time with portion control with them. And I get full faster with tortellinis. With pasta, I can just sit and eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it. My stomach just expands. It's like I could eat pounds and pounds of pasta. With tortellinis, I have like a cutoff point. When they cool off, they get kind of like the cheese I just don't like it. I love them when they're fresh and I'm eating them, and then when it's over, it's over. I made the spaghetti squash with the marinara sauce because I just wanted to appease this other part of me that was like, we need more food. So I'm like, okay, I knew if I made it, I could put it in the fridge for leftovers. And sure enough, by the time I sat down, had my tortellinis, drank some of my sparkling water, had a few bites of the spaghetti squash, I was full. Now, if I had, let's say, for some weird reason, done the tortellinis and then a bowl of pasta, I would have eaten the whole bowl of pasta and probably wanted to go back for more. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but sometimes I have to like the food hunger the food hunger part of me is such a strong, overpowering part of my life that I make I do little plays with it, little games with it, to have it calm down. And then by just nature of my body, of my stomach, of the choices that I'm making with the spaghetti squash, it's like, oh, we're not really that hungry. We think we're famished. We think we don't have enough to eat. But like, if spaghetti squash is sitting in front of you with marinara and you don't want to eat, you're full, you're full. And once I have the bite of the spaghetti squash, it's not like I want to get up right now and I'm just still craving pasta and I need pasta. I put marinara on the spaghetti squash. I put some cheese. I have the taste in my mouth. It's not too far off. And I'm just like, I'm done. Using the scale to measure out my yogurt. Don't love having to do this, but it is giving me awareness of my portions. I'm wrapping up my evening and I just finished watching the documentary Stutz. I think that's what it's called, by Jonah Hill, where he does an entire movie documentary about his therapist. I highly recommend it. And yeah, so I am sitting at 38 points for the day and -7 of my weeklies. So where do I feel about this? Yeah. I know that I'm in that initial stages of really doing the scale, portion control, and I'm just filming these videos and I'm thinking about food a lot. And what I love about my experience and my journey It was the same thing that happened when I started Weight Watchers. It's the same thing I experience now. Eventually, this having to think about the food goes away as the habits and the routine just gets more solidified. So I know that I'm just in that rocky beginning stages. One, of really committing myself to lose 10 more pounds and just thinking a lot about it. Two, consistently weighing myself. And three, putting in more effort to track honestly, consistently, and by doing portion control tools. And that adjustment period is heightening my thinking about food. And so I wonder if in like a week, if I keep up with this, that will lessen and the points will go down a little bit each day. Through this journey, I'm realizing things like, oh, this dessert that I make at night is appearing to be very healthy, but is actually racking up to like 10 points. And taking a look at that and thinking, can I cut that in half? Half the portion of the yogurt, half the portion of what else I put in it, and cut it from 10 points to 5 points. Oh, it's not that I have intense hunger that I could go, oh, I can't do that. It's that I'm so rigid in wanting enough and feeling like I'm filling the void, the emptiness in my soul that I have learned over my whole lifetime that I think can only be filled with food. Yes, I can cut things in half and do half the points. It's this drive within me to want more, to want to have the food look like it's more in the bowl, like this need to feel like I'm getting enough, I'm getting my share, I'm there's enough for me. What is that about? I mean, I know what it's about. I know where it stems from. I know many areas of my life in my childhood. I felt like I wasn't getting enough love. I wasn't getting enough of the right kind of attention in noticing how deeply I was suffering in the home of a raging alcoholic father. When I sat down with my bowl of yogurt tonight and I'm reflecting on it with you now, it almost felt like I can only imagine, because I've never been a smoker, what I can only imagine when I've seen smokers like step outside and take a drag on the cigarette and just be like, oh, like that hit of nicotine, whatever it feels like in their body, where they just feel like, oh, I can finally relax. When I had my bowl of my yogurt dessert, and it's super healthy. It's not bad at all. It's really good. It's very good for my gut and for everything. But when I sat down and I set it on the pillow and I was in between some work stuff I was doing, it felt like taking that drag. It felt like, oh, now I get to just be with my bowl and eat this, and just the feeling of it going into my mouth and then landing in my stomach, and I could just keep going and going because it was a portion size, but it was big, and that need for that drag, that need for that food to be that like, this is connection with myself. That's the piece that I want to take a look at. I've said from the very beginning of my weight loss journey, and I keep telling it to myself, in order to do it, I have to slow my life way down, because when I am frantically on a hamster wheel, trying to get a million things done, trying to just be everywhere and do everything, there's no bandwidth to really tap into my feelings, regulate my feelings, even have the strength to cut that dessert bowl in half and then sit with the uncomfortableness that comes up when it's half the serving and I'm feeling a certain way about it that's uneasy. I'm filming this so that I can have these deep conversations with myself, and I guess to have you along for the ride. Like I said, a mirror that I can rewatch and look back and kind of see my process and see what's going on. I'm fully committed to losing this next 10 pounds. And I've had a lot of wins today, and nighttime continues to give me the opportunity to walk into the shadow of my soul and take a look at it. Nighttime was when my dad would be in his alcoholic rage. Nighttime was when my family was in chaos because the alcoholic was controlling, demanding, unreasonable, chaos, drama, yelling. I think there is a primal instinct in me that at night I feel more dysregulated than I do at any other point in the day. And food is what I turn to. So this can't be solved overnight. This is why I love a weight loss journey so much. And I'm such an advocate for if it's what someone wants to do, it's such an opportunity to really look at the shadow parts of ourselves, our stored trauma, our childhoods, our memories, our relations with our parents. Like it's deeper than a journal question. The things that come up on a weight loss journey are buttons that get pressed that I can choose to look at or not look at. And I'm choosing to look at them and dive deeper and deeper. With each 10 pounds that I've lost, it's like I go deeper as more of the insulation that surrounded me to push me away from the rest of the world and to numb me from myself falls off, the more I feel like I really am on a brave journey of the soul. And that's just how I feel. Good night.